Hey Gon, I am sweating my ass off and it's not even summer yet, Calvin. And here are my final thoughts on the Razer shifts. So first of all, some amendments from my first impressions video. I said that the shifts come with ABEC 5 bearings.
Wrong.
They actually come with ABEC 9 bearings, hence why they were way faster than I thought. Number 2, I also said at the end that there was nothing that I would change. Once again,
Wrong.
For my second session, I actually changed over the wheels to, where are they? To my Chromas. They are pretty worn down. Wow. The Kamers are 58. I'd say they're more like a 57 now. I've been skating them for months on all types of surfaces. Yeah, I'd say they're about 47, 46, depending on which wheels they are. The outer wheels have worn down a little bit, because the middle wheels were 92A and the outer wheels are 90A. Anyway, so I changed over the wheels, not because there was anything wrong with the stock wheels that come with the skates. They're fine. It's just me. I personally don't skate black wheels. Aesthetic thing, I just never have liked black wheels. Anyway, so yeah, second session, swap the wheels over. Yeah. Check out the footy. Like I said before, the outer wheels of my Chroma wheels have worn down a smidge. So there was a slight rocker anyway. And after the second session, during the second session, I noticed there was a decent rocker. Now, I'm not sure if these frames are meant to be slightly rocketed, or maybe I just got a dud pair of frames. Because yeah, when they first came out, I watched everyone's reviews on them and saw what people were talking about them, and I didn't see one person mention that they felt them to be rocketed. So originally they kind of had maybe like a 0.5 millimeter rocker. It was an ever so slight rocker, but then with my worn out wheels on the outside, they definitely felt like almost a 1 mil rocker. Felt like it was bit of wizard skating around. I did get used to it in that session though. As you would have seen in the footage, it was fine. So yeah. Anyway, there were a couple other sessions in between that I skated them. Didn't record any footage for it really, because sometimes it's just nice to be in the moment of a skate session and not having to worry about a camera. Just enjoying it for what it is. Last session I had on them, I had already been skating my them skates as well, which is a flat setup. I swap between skates, what can I say? And I noticed the rocker quite a bit and it threw me off. So I didn't go really that hard with the last session. And actually came home and swapped out different frames and yeah, chucked on an anti-rocker setup. My original, Crate's original with, well, these originally were 64s, they're probably down to like 61 millimeter. Yeah, they're probably down to like 61 millimeters now, I'd say. What were they? They're red eye wheels. Was it Jared Benning? Is that the dude's name? Anyway, it was his wheels. Yeah, I've been skating flat for months now, and I swapped over to anti-rocker just for shits and giggles, just to see what they were like. Yeah, fun, but definitely noticed them being anti-rocker. Noticed the kind of the mobility wasn't really there as you would get with a flat setup, but grinds are plenty. Grinds are fun. And I guess here's some footage. Here's some footage, I guess. Final verdict. They're great skates. They are. But there was one thing I didn't like about them. One con that I noticed after I switched to smaller wheels was, yeah, because I was so low to the ground and the frames are quite close to your feet as opposed to attached to the sole plate as such. It's a very low profile, so having smaller wheels, I found myself slipping out and wiping out. And not from the back of the sole, but more from the front here, from that part. Especially trying to just like do turns, I would, yeah. If I turn too hard, I'd wipe out. Simple as that. Definitely with this setup with the bigger wheels, with 60, you're sweet. But yeah, once you got down to, yeah, like a 57 or even smaller, yeah, it's pretty dodgy. But it's something I guess you get used to. And also in saying that, I do skate my cuffs quite loose. But yeah, that was like my main gripe with these skates. But otherwise, everything else was sweet, man. Like that backside groove on that sole plate is crazy. You just lock on. I forgot how much fun Razor skates are. You just lock on, you lock in. Yeah, it's sweet. You're not really going anywhere. So yeah, if you've skated Razor skates before and you enjoy them, yeah, it's a decent boot. It's pretty good. Do I prefer them over the SL? Ooh, it's a hard one. I like the look down. I like how kind of just slimline these skates look compared to the SL. The SLs look a bit chunky, but then I also prefer the SLs just a little bit more. Not by much, but just a little bit. Just by a little bit. Otherwise, these are pretty much like a amalgamation of the Colt and the SLs. Like a more of a snug fitting boot, but then that lower half feels more like a SL with the heel pad, you know, that shock resistance, and just fun times with grinding. Yeah, it's pretty good. Other thing, power transfer was really decent in these. I was boosting, man. It was boosting. Yeah, that's all I really have to say about the Razor shifts. Yeah, they're a decent skate. Pickle, get out of the way. Come here, get out of the way. Yeah, they're a decent skate, but just be aware if you do ride small wheels, like say, yeah, 57s and smaller, you may slip out. You may slip out. Something to get used to, but yeah. I don't know, it makes me want to go back and skate the SLs now, but I sold those skates just to test to see if you'd do the same with those. Anyway, yeah, thanks for listening, and say goodbye. Bye. Alright, peace, have a good one, stay rad, stay kind to one another, and yeah, keep shredding.